Hello and welcome back to another class of English. Today we are going to work on language exercises, and if you remember, last time we worked on the first section, which is language. So today again we are going to focus on language, and this will be an opportunity again for you to work on your problems and your weaknesses. Okay? So now let's have a look at the exercises here. Exercise A. Fill in the gaps with the appropriate words. And here we have like 5 words. Okay? Total, foreign, visual, moral, and corporal. Okay? So this exercise is about what? It's about collocations. Okay, so we need to choose one of these words, okay, which collocates with lessons. So my grandmother used to tell us stories that teach gap lessons. Again, I'm going to give you some thinking time, okay? So I owe you some thinking time. Think about this, and then we are going to correct. So the question is, which one of these collocates with lessons? Okay, so what do you think? Do we say total lessons, foreign lessons, visual lessons, moral lessons, or corporal lessons? What do you think? Well, the correct answer is moral lessons. What do we mean by moral lessons? Well, a moral lesson is supposed to make you a better person, okay? Number 2, the government encourages gap investments to create job opportunities. So which one again, okay, which one of these words, of course, we need to exclude moral. Which one of them collocates with investments, okay? Do we say, again, total investments, foreign investments, visual investments, or corporal investments? What do you think? Again, some thinking time. Okay. So the government encourages, and finish the sentence, foreign investments. So our government encourages people to come from other countries. Those people have money, so they come to Morocco. These foreign investments create what? They create more job opportunities. They are good for the economy. So B, put the verbs in brackets in the correct tense. Again, and as you can see, the exercises follow the same order. So this exercise is about giving or providing the correct form of these verbs. Okay, in this exercise, you need to look at some time indicators. So, for example, this one here, by this time next year, Morocco, so by this time next year tells me that I should be using a tense, 1 tense. So which one do you think I should be using here? It's, again, thinking time. Okay, so by this time next year tells me that I should use the future perfect. It means that this action will be completed before this time next year. So the form of the future perfect is will have plus the past participle. So what are we going to say here? Okay, so first we are going to put will have, and then we need the past participle of the verb launch. So what do you think? Will have launched its second surveillance satellite. So number 2, okay? We have you visit, gap, the Louvre Museum when you were in Paris last summer. Okay, so again, I'm going to invite you to look at this here, last summer. So last summer tells me that I should use what? That I should use this, the past simple. Why? Because last summer tells me that the action is complete, is finished. So something else you need to pay attention to is this question mark, okay? So this verb should be in the interrogative form. So again, some thinking time before we get to the correct answer. So what do you think? What is the correct answer? It's, did you visit the Louvre Museum when you were in Paris last summer? Okay, next one. Rewrite the sentences beginning with the words given. Number 1, students will complete the first module in 3 weeks' time. The first module. Again, you need to look at the sentence. We have students, again, it's the subject. Will complete is the verb, and the first module is the object of the sentence. And the sentence begins with the object. That is, the object becomes the subject. So whenever you see this, you know that you are dealing with the passive voice. So remember that in the passive voice, the focus is on the action and not on, the one who is doing the action. And this is the form of the passive voice. So you need to use the subject plus verb to be plus the past participle. And we have will complete. Will complete, it's in the, I'm talking about the tense again. Which tense is this, will complete? It's the future simple. So we are going to say the first module, again, will, and we are going to put a verb to be, will be completed in 3 weeks' time by students. And by students, as you can see, it's optional because, if you remember, we said that the focus is just on the action. Number 2, don't worry about the medical tests. The nurse told the patient. So here, as you can see, here we're talking about what? We're talking about, again, I'm referring you to the lesson. You need to report this sentence, okay? So remember that in reported speech, we need to make some changes, but not in this case. Because don't worry about the medical tests. It sounds like someone is trying to give, let's say, a piece of advice. So when we report this sentence from, direct speech to reported speech, the sentence should begin with what? With to, okay? So we should begin with to. And since don't worry, as you can see here, is negative, we need to use also not. Again, so what do you think? What are we going to say here? Again, I owe you some thinking time. Think about it before we get to the answer. So the answer is this. The nurse told the patient not to worry about the medical tests. Number 3, Samuel came late to the party. He took the wrong road. And The sentence again begins with, if Samuel hadn't taken the wrong road, he. Here we're dealing with, as you can see here, we're dealing with a conditional sentence. And here we need to decide which conditional you should be using. Is it conditional type 2 or 3? And now, since we have this is already given here, we have hadn't taken, we just need to, we need to finish the sentence. So here we have the if clause, and there, of course, we have the main clause. So since we have, again, hadn't taken, we know that we're dealing with conditional type what? Type 3, okay? And as you can see, this is the form of conditional type 3. So now you have everything. Can you finish this? Can you complete, or can you come up with the main clause? Remember that this is the if clause, and this is the main clause. So here we have the past perfect. Then what we need there, and we have subject, we need would or could, plus have, plus the past participle. So here we are going to say this, okay? If Samuel hadn't taken the wrong road, he would not have come late to the party. Okay, next exercise. Exercise D. Fill in the blanks with the right words from the list. Do you know the boy Gap won the reading contest in your school? And you have three options here. You have who, whose, and which. And each one of these is used for a different purpose. So for the first one, it's used to modify, or to refer to people. Whose, again, is used to refer to possession, and which is used to refer to things or objects. So what do you think again? Have some time, think about it. Do you know the boy, and finish the sentence, the boy who won the reading contest in your school? Number 2, I often forget. Gap, I put my keys, Sam told his neighbor. We have 3 options: how, when, and where. Again, these three express different things. They have different uses. So how is used to talk about what? About the manner of how things are done. When is used to refer to time, and where is used to refer to a place. So here I'm talking about what? About I put my keys. I'm talking about a place, actually. So I often forget, gap, and finish the sentence, where I put my keys. I often forget where I put my keys. Next one, we have give, the correct form of the words in brackets. Okay, so in this exercise, you need to give the correct form of, I think here we have 2 words, immediate and sign. So basically it's about, giving or adding suffixes. Okay, it's about using suffixes. Okay, and remember that we use suffixes to what? To create new words. Okay, or like creating, for example, verbs, adjectives, etc. So let's read the first one. The manager agreed to employ Emmy immediate, the word here, gap, after the interview. So here we have immediate. Immediate is an adjective. But it's not what we need here. We need what? We have to employ immediate. So what we need here is an adverb. Well done, okay? So what is the adverb of immediate? Okay, again, have some, thinking time. So immediate. Immediately, the manager agreed to employ Emmy immediately after the interview. He later gave her the employment contract for sign. Okay, we have sign here. Again, so what do you think? What do we need here? Okay, so again, have some thinking time. Okay, your 2 seconds or 3 to come up with the answer. So the correct answer is this. You can say for signing or for signature. So this is actually it's a vocabulary exercise. Okay. The next exercise, and it's the last exercise here. F, match each statement with the appropriate function. So we need to match the expressions here with their corresponding functions. So number 1, can I go on an excursion with my friend's dad? Rose asked. So what do you think? The expression is, can I go on an excursion? Can I go? So what am I doing here? I am asking for, and the answer is simple. I'm asking for permission. Can I go on an excursion with my friends? Dad, Rosa asked. Number 2, if only I could go to Russia to support the Moroccan football team. If only I could go. But actually, I can't. Okay, so if only I could go to Russia. Okay, I'm expressing what? I'm expressing this. A wish. You can say, if only I could go to Russia to support the Moroccan team, or you can say, I wish I could go to Russia to support the Moroccan football team. And remember, it's that I can't do this. Okay. Okay. So next one, number 3, you ought to think twice before changing your job. So you ought to. Another one, you can say, for example, you should. You should think twice before changing your job. So what am I doing here? I am giving advice. Well done. Number 4, I'm sorry I stepped on your school bag. Okay? Because I didn't see it. So what do you think? What am I doing here again? I am apologizing. Okay? So actually that's all for today. Okay? So as you can see, today we worked on language. Okay? And the last time we worked on comprehension. Next time we will be working on the last section, which is writing. So see you then.